Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to do my usual style wrap-up video for the end of the month. If you're new to my channel, I typically do this once a month, where I just go over the things that really stood out in my collection, the things that I used, particularly the makeup products and the tarot and oracle products, because they're essential to my spiritual practice. And they are core aspects of my spiritual practice. I typically start with the makeup products first, and then I move on to the tarot and oracle. So I'm going to be doing it the same way that I usually do it. As always, I usually forget to mention that I now offer general collective readings on my Instagram. So feel free to check that out if you're interested in weekly general readings and you want to get one from me. I always list my Instagram handle. I think I even now have a link in my description box below for my Instagram. There is also a couple of links if you're interested in supporting the channel in a more financial way. So as always, my favorite decks are the Witch Sister Tarot and the Wild Unknown Archetypes Oracle. I feel like it's redundant to keep mentioning the same decks every single month, but they are my favorites. I consider the Witch Sister Tarot my soul deck, so those two decks are going to be honorable mentions. There's no point in me showing you the same decks over and over and over again. So I thought we'll just get that out of the way. I guess today we'll do something different since I've already started going over the decks. We'll do the decks first, and then I guess we'll end with the makeup. So we'll start off with the first tarot deck that I have here. Now these aren't in any particular order. This is just the way I stacked them. So I have the Horror Tarot here. This is illustrated by Abigail Larson, and this is, I think, a US Games. Insight Editions is the publisher. I know a lot of people like to compare this deck to the Darkwood Tarot, which is another tarot deck that Abigail Larson illustrated. To be honest with you, I actually really like this deck. I immediately felt a connection with this deck intuitively. I find it very easy to read. It has kind of a moody gothic art style. So I absolutely love this deck. It really wants to talk about shadow work and what's going on with you subconsciously. So that is the Horror Tarot by Abigail Larson. I tend to use this deck along with a lot of other decks intuitively. I don't really reach for the guidebook very much, and the guidebook's not the best. The Darkwood Tarot definitely has a way better guidebook. I just want to get a glass of water, I forgot. I'm back. I just grabbed myself a glass of water. Feel free to join me in a beverage, cup of coffee, tea, or an adult beverage. So next up, I have the Wisdom of the Wild Things. So I've been going through a bit of a hard time throughout the month of July, just kind of struggling with some changes. So I just felt like I really needed a deck that can help me work some things through, something that's compassionate and encouraging, and that is definitely this deck. I believe this is a US Games deck. The artwork is beautiful. I love the vivid colors. Again, it's a very kind deck, very warm. Gets to the heart of the matter. It's confronting, but not too confronting, if you know what I mean. The cardstock's not my favorite. It's a laminated style. It's very slippery, but I can look past that just because the messages are so beautiful. The guidebook is so nice. It's really well written. So I've been pulling a lot from this deck, along with 2 other decks apart from today. Today I'm sort of switching up my tarot and oracle rotation just to try out some different decks. I like to kind of rotate through my collection, which I know I've mentioned on the channel before. But before today, I was pulling from this deck every single day for a couple of weeks, along with 2 other decks, including this one, the Between the Worlds. This is a Monica Bordersky, I think her last name is pronounced. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. You can get this on Amazon. Same with all the other decks I've showed you so far. So I absolutely adore this deck. I'm still getting to know it, just so that I can intuitively read with this deck. I find that this deck, along with a few other decks in my collection, I need to really invest more time in to really read them intuitively, which is my preferred style of reading. But this deck, I don't really feel comfortable doing that just yet. I do like to work with the guidebook, and I do really enjoy the guidebook. I think the guidebook's really good. The cardstock is very thick. It's like cardboard. I like the size. I have big hands. I'm 5'8", so I really do like the size. As you can see, it fits really well into my hands. I think that this deck is perfect for travel. I can just throw it in a bag and go. Not that I tend to do that very often. I like to read at home, but if that is something that you're interested in doing, that is an option, just because of how travel size it is. I like how compact it is. So that is the Between the Worlds Oracle deck. It's a shadow casting with Bone and Curio Oracle card deck. Guidebook is incredible. You get reflection, like a reflection section where you get a bunch of different questions that you can use for journaling. You get a story for each card, a message, and then an advice section, which gives you an upright and reversed meaning. I find that I don't really gravitate to the stories. I just kind of skip past them. So this is Monica Bordersky's collection. She has a shadow casting and a bone and curio collection, like charm casting or bone casting. These physical objects that she uses for that type of divination. And she went ahead and transformed it into a deck. I believe she painted these herself, and she had it created into an oracle deck. So I really appreciate her sharing this information with us, because in the guidebook it also goes over the item description. So she'll tell you where she obtained the object. So some of them she's inherited from different family members. Some she just found randomly out and about. I don't do charm casting. I dabbled a little bit in it, and it's just not something that really worked out for me. Same with pendulums. I have one. Doesn't really work for me. So let me know in the comment section below if you find that charm casting or bone casting works for you, or pendulums. I'm really interested in some of the other forms of divination you guys practice. So that is the Between the Worlds shadow casting with bone and curio oracle cards. Next up is the other deck that I've been pulling non-stop for. I actually keep it in this cute little tarot bag. I got these at the exhibition here in Canada last year. There was this little witchy shop. It was at a stand, and they were selling a bunch of different tarot bags and crystals. I didn't end up picking up any crystals, but I did get 3 tarot bags, and this is one of them. I have one that I keep, my Antique Anatomy. I'll show you that bag. I can't find my Antique Anatomy bag right now, but because because it's just like a sugar skull pattern on a black bag. But I bought, I think it was 3 for $50 or something along those lines. So I did pick up 3 and I keep one in here. I also got this bag, which I have yet to find the tarot deck that will go in this bag. I'm thinking now that I'm looking at it, maybe my Tarot of the Hidden Realms. But for the longest time, I had the intentions of purchasing, what's it called? Hold on one second. I think it's Tarot of the Enchanted Forest is what it's called. Forest of Enchantment. That's it. The Forest of Enchantment Tarot. I had the intentions of purchasing that for a very long time and I still haven't gotten around to it yet. I haven't really felt called to it. So I always thought that I would purchase that deck and use this bag, but I don't know. Who knows at this point. But what I keep in here is the Darkwood Tarot. So I've also been pulling every day apart from today from this deck. So I've been really gravitating towards the archetype of the witch again. But lately I'm feeling a really strong pull. And I'm feeling a very strong connection to Hecate right now. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled out some of my witchcraft decks, especially the ones that I really connect with Hecate. As well as my other guides. You guys know I work with Lilith and Hades as well. They're both very significant to my practice. They are a part of me at this point, so. Which, speaking of Hades, if you're not new to my channel, you know that I've picked up a book quite a few months ago. This book here, Hades, Myth, Magic, and Modern Devotion by Jamie Waggoner. I haven't been feeling drawn to reading the book until recently. This week I've been really reading it. I'm on page 99, chapter 5. So I went through quite a few chapters just this week alone. I just haven't been able to put it down. And I'm just feeling very connected to him. Me and my sister have recently, well, since the beginning of summer, so not particularly recently, but we've decided to speak with our father again. I know I've been quite open about my journey with reparenting and inner child work and my relationship with my father on this channel, so I don't feel uncomfortable with sharing that on the channel, at least at this point. I haven't mentioned it yet because it's still something that I'm processing and exploring right now by reopening that connection again. And to be honest, it's been wonderful to get to know him again and pursue that relationship again. So, and with that comes a lot more inner child work, and I do find myself, when I am processing those emotions, I do find myself really gravitating towards Hades, and I find that I receive a lot more messages from him as well. But apart from that, that's pretty much the only book. Actually, I lied. I forgot that I've also been reading The Spider Goddess. I've opened up on my channel that I'm incredibly drawn to spider energy. I work closely with spiders as familiars. I work a lot of energetic workings, particularly protection. with using the energy of spiders, I should say. And it's very hard to find information about spiders. There are very few books about them. So when I saw this on Amazon, I had to pick it up. I did find it quite expensive. I think it's a lot more expensive than what you get, but it is so hard to find information on working with spiders in a spiritual practice. So I did want to mention that I have been reading this. I've been reading it for quite some time now. And it's an interesting take. There is some stuff about Lilith and her spider aspect. And then there was a connection that I made with this particular being sort of overlapping with Hecate, which kind of makes sense. I mean, a lot of gods and goddesses, their domains overlap with hers because of her domain and power over the liminal. So I did kind of have that realization that there might be a connection to spiders and Hecate, and I have heard in the past that a lot of devotees of Hecate think that she sends them spiders. So I even, I believe I mentioned that very early in my channel, and then I kind of doubted that it was her after I got to know Lilith, because I know Lilith is very associated with spiders, and she has a spider aspect to her. So and now I'm kind of going back to thinking that Hecate might in fact have some sort of association to spiders, but I'll give you an update on that later on. But anyway, so last two decks here, I have the Cowgirls and Aliens Oracle. So I haven't mentioned this deck on my channel yet. I've just been keeping it to myself. I absolutely love this deck. This deck it's sexy and it's fun. I like to use this. It's part of my self-care ritual. I like to call it a ritual, but it's part of my self-care routine now. I like to pull a card right before I engage in self-care. But yeah, it's so fun, guys. I love the artwork. It's so sexy. It kind of reminds me of Archer, the television show, the adult cartoon. Back in the day when I had more time, I used to watch so much of Archer. But yeah, the art style really, it kind of reminds me of that. And I've actually put it on my Lilith altar with the rest of the decks that I like to work with her with, but it's fun, it's sexy, it's lighthearted, at least from the interactions that I've had with it so far. I love it. It's unique in my collection. I don't really have anything cowgirl or alien themed. I'm not a big alien girl, but I saw this and I had to have it. I just thought it was fun, and it would add a unique or it would play a unique role in my collection, which it definitely does. And I've been using it alongside my Goddess of Love tarot. I absolutely love this deck. I like to work with this deck in my self-care routine and rituals. And I've recently felt called to pursuing a relationship with this deck in a different way, to more connect with the divine feminine within myself, to connect with my feminine energy. I've been feeling a bit disconnected. And just to, I don't know, get it. Oh, it's upside down. To reconnect with my own physical body. I feel like I've kind of put it on the back burner lately with everything going on. With life picking up and slowing down and then picking back up again. It's I definitely think that it's kind of telling me to slow back down, reconnect with the physical again, with my own feminine energy. But yeah, these are the decks that have really stood out in my collection lately. Okay, so now I just have a couple of makeup products. So if you're just here for the decks, thank you so much for making it to this part of the video for this long, of course, as well. I just have quite a few products here, actually. Lipsticks. I have been wearing London Calling by Nars a lot. It's an absolutely beautiful shade. Oh, I got some on my dresser. I'll show you. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the wand. I like the applicator. It's perfect for getting like just the perfect line when it comes to your lipstick. I really noticed that. I think I'm going to pick up more of these. And I recently just purchased You Win from the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip Collection. I absolutely love these lipsticks. I've spoken so much about them on my channel. This color is beautiful. I'm wearing it today, and I was wearing it in my last video, but I'll show you. It's right here. Personally, I think it dries down a little bit darker than it appears in the tube. So I really like that. I have another shade, the other one that I really love, the Double Date shade. That is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip. It dries down slightly darker. It's beautiful. I highly recommend that color. I've spoken about it so much on my channel as well. It goes with every makeup look. If I have any bold or colorful eye, I will usually pair it with that lipstick because it goes with everything. I've been wearing this lip liner. It's by Moira, the Lip Appeal Waterproof Liner. I've been wearing it with every lipstick. It's a gorgeous nude. I'd say it's a brown. It goes well with a lot of the lipsticks that I wear in my day-to-day life. As you can see, I'm running out. I have to pick up another one. But what I really, really love about these lip liners is they come with sharpeners attached. They insert into the bottom of the lip liner. I absolutely love this. It's so convenient. I don't have to store a separate sharpener. And oftentimes the ones that you have to sharpen with a sharpener, I find they're just garbage. They fall apart and I end up wasting a lot of product. This one, it works so beautifully. They last long, they dry down completely matte, and they help your lipstick last all day, or you can just wear the lip liner. I went to the beach on Wednesday. I just wore this, lasted all day. And this is in shade 010 Legend. I also have been using the Statement Gel Liner by Moira. So this is an eyeliner, gel eyeliner. I like to use these as a base when I'm doing my chocolate brown eyes. I'm doing one today. I've been doing a lot of chocolate brown smoky eyes. And I like to put this down first as a base, and then I'll apply my eyeshadows. This one as well has an eyeliner at the bottom. It just inserts. I love how convenient that is. And I can't remember if I told you the shade. This is in, oh, I can't read that. 03 Brown. For bronzer, I just have this one from Colourpop. It's called Talk to the Palm. It's a pressed powder bronzer. It's matte. I don't like shiny bronzers or blushes. I just find them, they accentuate too much texture on my face. Personally, that's just how I feel. But yeah, I've been using this in my day-to-day life as well as in my videos. I like to use it to accentuate my cheekbones, just give me a little bit of color as well. This is gonna sound weird. For blush, I've been using my Lilac You Alot palette all throughout the month of July. I started off by using the shade Ghostin', and then I transitioned to the shade Iffy, which is a purple. Ghostin' is like a purple pink. It's more pink leaning. Let me just swatch my arm here. But what I like about this is it allows me to try the shades without purchasing something and then finding out that I hate it. This formula, it doesn't break me out. I have very acne prone skin. I'm a Scorpio rising. For the most part, the vast majority of us Scorpio risings have acne prone skin. I've had acne prone skin for the majority of my adult life. It's just recently really become more under control. But I find for the most part, their formulas do not break me out. I can use their eyeshadows on my face, I can use their bronzers and their blushes, and they don't irritate my skin. So I like that I can use these products, they don't break me out, and I like that it kind of gives me an additional use for their eyeshadows. Apart from just using them on my eye, I can use them on my cheeks. And I appreciate that instead of me going out and buying something and then finding out that I hate it. But I did start using this shade, and then one day I just decided I wanted to start using purple blush. So I started using this one. And you're gonna think I'm crazy, but it's actually really pretty on the skin. I'm actually using it today. But you can kind of see, like, I am using it on my cheeks today. It got to the point where I did finally go out and buy a purple blush. Just because I kept using it. It's a different purple than that. So I will still pull this out when I want to use this particular purple, but it's just interesting. I've never in a million years thought that I would want to wear purple blush, nor did I ever think that it would be pretty. So that's what I've been using as blush. As for the blush, I just recently purchased it, the purple blush that I just mentioned. So I don't really feel like it has a place in today's video because this is just stuff from July. So eyeshadow, which I have 2 palettes here, that's it. It's the last 2 products. I've been using this palette. It's by Moira, a lot of Moira products today. It's called A Moment with You. So this is part of their Love Letter palette collection. They have another one, which is more pink toned. This one, I love it because it's beautiful neutrals and it's a very fall color palette. As you can see, it's like all the autumn colors that you could think of. You've got the oranges, you have the browns, greens. There's some just really pretty colors. They have a very interesting formula. They have these shades that are very soft. They feel like cream, but they're not. Very similar to the Super Shock formula from Colourpop. They're also very affordable palettes, which I love. And I love the packaging. I think it's really cute. It is a bulky palette, like you can see. It's kind of like a book or a journal. But I do love it. I've been pulling from it a lot for the past couple of weeks, all throughout July. We're now in August and I'm still pulling for it. I'm using the shade Beautiful today as well as It's Special. So Beautiful is this beautiful reddish brown shade, and then this one is like a chocolate brown which is the other color that I'm using today to just deepen up my crease. But absolutely beautiful. I wore this one yesterday. It's called Place to Be. It's stunning. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful palette. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And it's what I'm gravitating towards. It has all the colors that I am really drawn to right now. So I have to mention it. It's what I've been pulling for nonstop. Like particularly the browns, the matte browns in this palette create some of the beautifulest brown smoky eyes. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of brown smoky eyes. The other palette that I have to mention, I've been gravitating towards all throughout the month of July is the Lily palette by Klarity Cosmetics. I do believe that it's discontinued. I don't know if it's coming back, but I do have to be honest here. I've been pulling from it a lot. As you know, if you're not new to my channel, they specialize in duochromes and multichromes. Their formula is to die for. It's incredible. And I've been pulling a lot out of this palette. I've pretty much used every single shade at this point. Today I am using Last Bud, Not Least, and Flower Power, so you can see them, this shade and this shade. I love them. I think that the formula is incredible. I think these are some of the most prettiest shades. They go really well with this time of the year. And I've been really enjoying popping one of these duochromes or multichromes in this palette on top of my brown smoky eye. I like to usually add a shimmer or a duochrome / multichrome on my lid just to really make it pop. And it's usually been one of these shades this month. So not this month. I keep wanting to say this month, but last month. We're already in August. This year is just flying by. I don't know about you, but for me, it's going really quickly. But that is the summary of the decks and the makeup products that have really stood out in both my collections. It's important for me to mention the makeup products that I use because I consider makeup to be an important part of my spiritual practice. I really like to express myself with color. I find makeup to be one of the best ways to do that, to be honest. So this pretty much sums up the month of July. As I said, it's been kind of a weird, I guess, like month of transition for me. Let me know in the comment section below if you're having similar experiences energetically. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.